بعيد على العصام بعيد على العصام.
We've really got to stop letting them into the stadium. Like, you might be onto something there, you know.
Got jokes, I need the trim. The trim's dead. Dead trim.
Yo guys, it's your boy, overridingly overrun by dust particles, Trim Niren here, and welcome to FTW. This of course is the series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer during the last 7 days. But you know what, it's weird this, I've never been a big fan of football, so yeah, that's kind of crazy, I might just have to change. We're okay this week? Anyone? Oh yes, quite spiffing Jenkins. Look, listen, we might as well start at Liverpool, because it's been a pretty difficult week for the Reds. We've suffered more knockout blows than Conor McGregor this week. So, 2. Oh, wow! We may or may not have lost to Burnley. Because we've lost 1-0 to a side that still has some dependence on Jay Rodriguez. In 2021, I've had enough of this. I don't know how long I can deal with this for.
Is it worth going through this anguish every week?
If any club was going to say the words, I just want to be able to control the borders, it would be Burnley Football Club. Listen, I'm just salty because they effectively closed the border that is the back of their net. Having said that, not exactly a difficult task against the front three that's basically participating in dry January. Andy Robertson could be inside the opposition's net and Bobby Firmino still wouldn't find the overlapping run. Probably because he'd be offside. Would he? Maybe he would. I'm not sure. I mean, nothing's offside these days, so we've lost our home record to a team that Google doesn't even know the existence of. And I blame this guy entirely.
I can't wait till we score and I can rub it in all you little trolling bitches' faces. It's coming. I can smell it's coming, and I am gonna rub it in each and every.
Burnley did just play their game though. It is just tactical genius, isn't it? Soak up a bit of pressure, spring an attack, be clinical, get a penalty. But before they even scored, tensions were flaring at half-time as Jurgen Klopp and Sean Dyche went at it. Sean, mate, do you want to attack in the second half? Or, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jurgen, mate, you're a fucking dickhead. There's absolutely no way that Sean Dyche doesn't win this boxing match. Are you crazy? It was bold of Jurgen in the first place to go against a guy who's got a cheese grater for vocal cords. The fact of the matter is, this man hasn't had a strepsil since he was 4 years old. A couple years ago, Liverpool fans all changed their profile pictures on Twitter to be Ashley Barnes in the hope of Burnley taking points off our title rival City. And now Ashley Barnes has repaid us with this. Joel Matip was the one shining light of this one for us. But going forward, we're just way too one-dimensional. How many balls can you put in the box? We're not even our old tactic anymore. We're just inshallah. Any game of noughts and crosses that involves Trent Alexander-Arnold's gonna be a catastrophe. But look, listen, at least we're still in the cup. Oh, for crying out loud. A 3-2 loss at the hands of Manchester United saw us exit out of the FA Cup as well. Judging by this picture, it would seem Jurgen Klopp's firmly had enough of Bruno Fernandes now. I just don't know what to do anymore, lads. I'll be real. What is the point? What do I have to live for anymore? We haven't scored in the league for a month and a half. And when we do in the cup, we ship 3 at the other end, for crying out loud. I mean, that was partly down to having Van Banter at centre-back. You can't bait out Skets in the middle of a football match.
His mum stinks.
Yeah, that's Reece though, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm kidding, I love you, Reece, but this was not one of your best games. But you're still gonna be very good, don't worry. At least Andy Robertson was trying his best to put off Mason Greenwood. One guy was watching this game and was wondering why it was still 0-0 at near half-time. It's because he was accidentally watching a rerun of the Premier League game. How do you even do that? Hey, this is kind of mad, you know. The first 37 minutes have played out exactly like last week. It's crazy how football... But really and truly, after Liverpool's shortcomings, there's not much that can really lift the mood. Now that's what I'm fucking talking about. Bottom of the table, Sheffield United somehow ended Manchester United's unbeaten run just yesterday with a 2-1 victory. Listen, I want a McGoldrick government pardon and Norwood knighthood. We'll clap for Chris Wilder on Thursdays at 8 PM. I don't even care. Blades fans, I love you now. Thank you so much. It was a good run for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but it looks like we're back to the usual. usual now. These lot have supplied Sheffield United with a third of their points this season. This is a team that wouldn't look out of place in the Botswana 3rd division. I see what's happened here. Jurgen Klopp has been getting at Chris Wilder for the whole season, just so that he can rile him up enough to gain some form at a crucial point to defeat Manchester United so that Liverpool can go on a title shot. Anthony Martial is a war criminal. I've had enough of this man and I want United to do badly. He's living off one dribble like 5 years ago against Martin Skrtel. They're still 6 points ahead of us in the league and we're probably going to drop points against Spurs, but listen, that's not the point here. Speaking of Spurs, and French midfielder Tanguy Ndombele brought a news side out of one of the commentators at BT Sport.
And now another one can settle it, and there it is as well. Planted into the back of the net by Ndombele.
Did he just say clarted into the back of the net? This Don's had some jerk lamb and dumplings and now he's a new man. Over at Arsenal, and the snow clearly isn't getting in the way for Kieran Tierney. Meanwhile, over at Aston Villa, Ross Barkley's using the snow for his own gain, and it's fair to say Sergio Reguilon is enjoying it as well. Meanwhile, up in the northeast, Newcastle woke up feeling dangerous.
Smile on his face, but it is a tough time for them at the moment. There's an element of me that thinks the players have got to step up as well.
In Serie A now, and the Milan derby was a hectic one, with a scrap breaking out between Romelu Lukaku and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, as Inter ended up running out 2-1 victors. This was crazy as well. Zlatan ended up getting sent off for a scuffle with the Belgian after Lukaku said this to him. Mate, it's heated. I don't know how we even got to this point. Ah, you think you're a big man because you know Kung Fu. £10, yeah, for every ball you can actually control during this football match. Romelu's at home writing his diss track as we speak, but he managed to get the last laugh by scoring a late penalty to win his side the match. I've never seen a more aggressive penalty run-up in my entire life. He's hit this like his intention is to start a nuclear war, or like the ball was Zlatan's head. I haven't really decided yet. He was probably outside waiting in the car park for round 2. Get him on the Dyche Klopp undercard. If I'm gonna be honest with you, right, Milan deserved this from the start. They're putting Fortnite characters in the crowd and posting on Insta about it. You can't do that. And this guy's trim against Udinese as well. It's awful. And I would know, trust me. Over in Spain, and one fan managed to invade the training camp of Real Madrid to get a selfie with Marcelo. Over on Twitter, and Jack Wilshere was asked about his experiences at playing a Barcelona side at the peak of his powers whilst being a youngster at Arsenal. Did he learn much from Xavi and Iniesta? No, because they were in his pocket the whole night. You love to see it. It's a shithousery award for Jack. Carrying on with the Spanish theme, and in a game between Eibar and Atletico Madrid, Eibar won a penalty around about the quarter of an hour mark, and up stepped their goalkeeper, Marko Dimitrovic, and he's tucked it away down into the bottom corner. How and why has he even taken this penalty, and why is it so good? If I'm an Atletico player, I think I need some time off after conceding like that. Speaking of which, Neymar wants a bit of that as well. Now, what's the reason why? It's because he needs some time off for his sisters. Oh no. Mauricio Pochettino has agreed to give Neymar some time off so that the Brazilian can spend time with his sister for his sister's birthday.
Ooh, how convenient.
Listen, you know what? Fuck it. Don't worry, boss. I intend to. You can have the time. I don't know why you want the time off, but you can have it. Oh, boss, honestly, I can't express how thankful I am. You're like a brother to me. Please, for the love of God, no, I don't want... What is wrong with this family, man? I swear. First of all, his mum dates a man who would have been -6 when her own son was born. Now he's getting official holiday leave just so that he can pam his sister. He's gonna be absolutely loving life when he returns home and finds that she's stuck in the washing machine. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo broke the record for all-time official goals scored in a career this week, taking his tally to 760. Well, that's what some people thought. The Czech FA, however, were having absolutely none of it, claiming he hadn't broken a record at all, and that still belonged to Josef Bican, who used to play almost 100 years ago. Mate, we can't allow this. Look at the record. He scored 500 goals during 200 games in World War II. Players were probably getting called up to the army at half-time, and he's just there tapping the ball into the back of the net against an opposition with 6 men on the field. Furthermore, the Czech FA know they don't even have to provide evidence because cameras hadn't been invented back then. Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back, by popular demand, for yet more glorious beauty. And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Now, Paris Saint-Germain have received criticism from Barcelona this week after the Catalan side implied that they've been intentionally attempting to destabilise them with rumours about Lionel Messi's future. Fam, you don't need them to destabilise you. You're destabilising yourselves, okay? And staying on the Messi theme, one clear anti-fan of the Argentinian claimed that he was unable to score goals from 25 yards out on his weak foot. That's a very precise claim to make, I feel, but... And in response, one man literally brought out a mathematics equation to prove a goal he'd scored this season was in fact from 25 yards out with his right foot. I'm sorry, if you're in an argument and someone brings out Pythagoras' theorem, you're 1-0 down, okay, automatically. Over in South Africa, and it seems like there's a bit of a reinvention of the rules going on there. You just know for a fact Premier League VAR still wouldn't pick this up. Over at Newport County, and one defender, after being a hero, quickly became somewhat of a zero. Steve, please, I'm stuck my stud. Can anyone else hear something? That's a bit of a... Now, over in America and during the MLS Super Draft, Chicago Fire drafted a man called Mitch Guitar. This is made up. This is not a real name. I will not allow it. To be fair to him, he's going to be pulling all the strings in midfield. Once he hits a bit of form, he's going to be playing all of the right notes. And don't worry if he dips out of form. It's just A minor for him. It's all calm. Now, though, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, because over in Romania, fans of Romanian side Sepsia SFG came up with a brilliant idea of, instead of having an actual attendance, because fans aren't allowed in the stadium, they would just go in and craftily build some snowmen in the stands ahead of their game against Astra. That one's crazy, though. Pixelation may be needed. On to Russia, and one substitute bench is definitely keeping itself entertained despite not playing football. In Northern Ireland, and Linfield played out the countdown music whilst they were waiting for their opposition to come out after being late from their half-time team talk. We've got a very alternate idea for a wall over in Italy. Meanwhile, in Turkey, and Fenerbahce's goalkeeper he's struggling, okay?
Sezers oyun devam etti. Uzaktan etkili bir vuruş Volkan sektiriyor ve gol!
Now that it's time for Still at 0-0, and you guys know the score by now, this is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. And with the troublesome conditions we've been facing in England over the last week, it's fair to say there's been quite a few games getting postponed here and there. We can probably all understand why Holyport's game was called off, even though they can't. On to the weird stuff though now. Danish side FC Copenhagen have announced a new series over on their website called FCK TV. When I tried searching for that one on Google, I got a bit of a surprise, I can't lie. Over in Devon now, in the south of England, and a side in the Kitchen Kit SWP Premier East by the name of Stoke Gabriel are currently sitting at the foot of the table on 0 points with minus 200 goal difference. I'm sorry, what's going on, lads? Sign up a goalkeeper, please. We've got perhaps the worst goal kick of all time here.
En corto, vamos a ver este. ¿Qué ha pasado ahí? ¿Quién ha tocado la pelota?
And finally now, a more well-known story, probably, for English viewers, but a ridiculous one and a feel-good one nonetheless, came in the form of Oladapo Afolayan scoring in the FA Cup for West Ham United. Firstly, the day after playing an under-23 match, fatigue must have been relatively high. You don't get that on Football Manager. And secondly, having been playing in the National League for Solihull Moors as recently as 2 seasons ago. You never know, this could be another Jamie Vardy story on the cards. That, though, is going to wrap up today's episode of Football This Week, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on this one, and of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.